I used to think adults were the protectors, the ones who would notice when something was wrong, the ones who would step in when the world felt too cruel. But in school, I learned a different truth. What hurts more than the bully shove or the cruel words whisper behind your back is when the teachers see it happen and look away. That silence cut deeper than any insult, because when a teacher ignores the bully, it feels like they are saying, "You deserve this. Your pain isn't worth my time." I remember one day sitting in the class, and the boy behind me kept flicking things at the back of my head: pencil, bits of paper, even a rubber band that stung when it snapped against my neck. I tried to ignore it. I tried to focus. Finally, I turned around and said, "Stop." The teacher glanced up, saw the scene, and told me to pay attention instead. The bully smirked, the class chuckled, and I realized something that day. Sometimes authority isn't a shield. Sometimes it's a shadow that lets the bully hide. When the adults in charge refuse to act, the victim becomes invisible. Not just the bully, not just the classmate, but to the very people who are supposed to protect them. And that invisibility, that's where the real damage begins. Being ignored by the teacher didn't just silence me in that moment. It taught me something dangerous. Maybe I wasn't worth defending. That's the quiet lesson invisibility whispers. It's not just that the bully gets away with it, it's that you start to believe your pain is too small to matter. And when adults ignore you, that belief grows stronger. I remember shrinking into myself, not raising my hand in class, not speaking up when I knew the answer, not telling anyone when the bully followed me into the hallways. Because if the teachers didn't care, why would anyone else? Invisibility isn't about being unseen, it's about being seen and dismissed. It's that moment when authority figure catch your eyes, knows something is happening, and then choose to turn away. That choice says more than words ever could. And so the bully thrives, fed by the silence of the room, while you, the victim, begin to disappear, piece by piece, until you barely recognize yourself. It took me years to understand I wasn't invisible, I was ignored. And there's a big difference. Looking back, I realized the silence of teachers taught me something, not about my worth, not about the brokenness of authority. Adults don't always see what they should. Some are overwhelmed, some are afraid to confront, and some simply don't want to believe bullying exists in their classroom. But excuses don't erase the damage. That's when I began to understand change doesn't start with silence, it starts with recognition. Every ignored moment is a chance lost, a chance to tell a victim, "You matter, I see you, I won't let this happen on my watch." And when those change are missed, the scars go deeper than anyone realized. But hear the lesson that came with the pain. We cannot depend only on authority to save us. Sometimes we have to be our own voices. Sometimes it's about speaking even louder when no one listens. And sometimes it's about becoming the adult who refuses to repeat the same silence. Because when the teachers ignore the bully, they teach two lessons at once. To the victim, you are powerless. To the bully, you are untouchable. And either of those lessons should ever exist. The older I get, the more I realize that silence from authority is not the end of the story. Yes, it hurt when teacher ignored the bully. Yes, it made me feel invisible, but it also gave me something I didn't expect. A fire to never let someone else feel that way under my watch, because silence isn't natural. It's a choice, and I refuse to make that choice. So, to anyone who's been ignored by the adults who should defend you, you are not invisible. You are not powerless. You are not the silence they left you in. Your pain is proof that change is needed. Your story is a reminder that authority can fail, but resilience doesn't have to. And one day, when you are the one with the power, whether as a parent, as a teacher, or just someone with a voice, you will remember how it felt to be abandoned, and you will choose differently, because the truth is simple. What hurts more than the bully is the silence of the adults. But what heals more than the silence is when someone finally chooses to speak, and that someone could be you. Take care.